Hello. Oh, hang on. Um, 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 yeah, I think it was feedback. Uh, let me make sure everything's set up. Alright, yeah, looks like my feedback was, good. Let me post them that I'm going live. Uh... So, this is my first, affiliate stream. So, I got the email this morning around 6:30, I believe it was. That I had made all the requirements to become an affiliate. I had to fill out some stuff, tax stuff and whatnot, and I thought it was going to be 2 to 3 weeks before I heard back from them. Not even like 5 minutes later, bing bada boom, I'm affiliate. So, let's go. This has been a long time coming. So, what we'll be doing is, as always, we'll be doing this. But we'll be doing tier zeros. Because I've done the math a bit. I know that tier ones can actually be run. I can get more money from tier ones. But the problem is, I can run, generally for the average time that I'm running tier zeros, I'm making more money. Because I can do them in like 5 minutes. So, let's get this ship started. Hey, Grievous. Thank you for your follow, man. Okay, by the way, Grievous, you have a unique distinction of you are the first person who followed me after I become an affiliate. Congratulations! Yay! Confetti, confetti, confetti. Yeah, thank you. It has been, I think it's been like 2 years since I started streaming on, Twitch. And here I am. It's going to be a massive thing for me because generally becoming an affiliate means, oh, people are more likely to watch my streams and I can make a little money from the ad revenue. I can actually use my money from my ad revenue to actually buy more games for Random Game Sunday. Yep. I hope by the time I actually retire from streaming, oh my god, I will be a lot farther. My series endgame goal is 10,000. So I would like to hit before I retire from streaming, and this is many years away from me, unless my computer dies. I would like to have at least 10,000 followers. If Twitch is still operating by that time. So, how's your day, Grievous? Oh, that's good. Besides the whole Ophelia thing, okay. Um, spoke with my mother, and yes, I speak to my mom. I try to call my mother at least once a week. You know, she gave birth to me and dealt with all my BS over the years. Least I could do is give her a call. Though I do admit that I am somewhat of a bad son. I I forgot it was her birthday. Um, I was actually out with one of my roommates. It was his birthday party, and she sent me a text message. What was the date yesterday? And I'm like, the 19th, and then immediately click. Oh shit! I forget to call my mom for her birthday. I'm like, I told the guys like, hey, I'll be back. I gotta go make a phone call. So she forgave me, but we had it. Yeah, no, the problem is I had it saved on my um old phone. Hey, Rusty, thank you very much for the huge rates. Um. Oh wow, you guys are following faster than I can keep track. Thank you, Aston. Had a field and Madonna 1974. Um, let's you know, let's continue this grind to get my golem fitted. Um, it's gonna. I actually checked how much it's gonna cost me. It's gonna cost me um about a bill to do so. So, it's a good goal. I saw good on you, man. I'm still training to fly the golem. Also, another benefit of actually doing tier zeros. Yes, thank you, DM4DS. Yeah, it's been a long time. Um, and I hope the ads are not too long. I have Dawn Zane. Thank you for the follow. Um, as I said when I first started streaming on Twitch, I don't expect to make thousands of dollars. I don't want to make thousands of dollars. What I would like to do, Harky, I'm probably gonna butcher this, and I do apologize. Haku Suma? Um, I'm, I'm gonna be working, actually in real actual job. I'm just waiting for paperwork and stuff to be done. I gotta give him a call soon because I've been waiting almost a year for that. Um, so I'll be working, I'll be streaming, you know, because I don't want to become one of those streamers that streams for has to stream like 12 hours a day to pay their bills. I don't want to do that. My first and foremost goal is to have fun, and you guys help make gaming fun. I get to talk to you, we get to laugh, we get to cry together. I sometimes get to help people. It's a, you know, lovely journey. And if I can make a little money so that I can actually buy more games, or I can pay my subscription fees, I would be happy. Also, I believe it is now officially set. The server that I and been working for 5M is set to release to be open to the public on March 6th. Yes, the day before my birthday. I let them know about that. And if anyone wants the information on that, please let me know. I do have in the channel description, I do have a link to my Discord. Put a message in there. Don't DM me. Please don't DM me. And I will send you an invite to the server. I will be playing the role of John Miller, medical director for Los Santos Medical Center. I.e., I'll be in charge of EMS, the medical department. I'm also I'm saying I am a staff member. I won't be dealing with any of the admin stuff. I'll be just there to help. You know, make things run smoothly. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do much damage to me. I'm kill him faster. I have actually been really lucky getting the ship blueprints. So, also, until the 5N server is up, I will be playing EVE Online. If I can get the fitting for the Golem, I might go. No, I can't go back to missions because I had to sell my Raven. And my mission Drake is set up to do something else at the moment. You know, probably still do Abyss. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do this. You know, I'll probably be able to fly the Golem before I can actually fit it. The thing you guys don't not accounting for is, I talked to my mother, and I know what my birthday present from her at the very least My other siblings is a complete and utter mystery. No, two of them. One of them is not. I'm not happy with right now. But I will not get into that. That is between us and them. So, yeah. Now, I think there's also another goal that I can get on Twitch that requires a lot of effort. I have no idea what that is. I think it's like, yeah. Thank you for the follow, DM4DS. By the way, unique name. Also, I do plan, now that I'm an affiliate, I do plan to actually get a webcam. So you guys can see my very pretty, very messy haired, very, gritty beard. If I'm gonna do that, I'm also gonna need a green screen. Now, some of you are asking, God, what do you need a green screen for? Well, here's the thing. I actually stream in my bedroom because of where I live. I don't have anywhere else. And I don't feel comfortable streaming and shooting you guys because right behind me is actually my bed. And I don't feel comfortable shooting you guys where I lay my head at night or morning. So yeah, gonna do that. I'm gonna get a decent one. I'll have to look at options and whatnot. But before that, I'm gonna need to get a new chair. That has taken priority this morning because it's actually literally falling apart on me. So I know it's like, oh, you're talking about all the stuff, and like yeah, I can actually use like my SSI money because yes, I'm on SSI. I have money saved up. I can get stuff like that. Money that I get from Twitch and whatnot is going straight into, well, 90% of it, depending on how much I make, will be to fund buying new games, paying fees for any subscriptions, because even though I'm going to be mostly streaming 5M, I will do the occasional Eve stream. And I don't know how long that's going to be, considering I have no idea when 5M will be shut down, or how long I'll run the EMS department, because at some point doing that gets boring. For those who do not know what doing EMS is all about, you basically, depending on the city, or server in this case. Well, cities. When I mean by cities, I mean servers. Um, EMS is supposed to, if you get like gunned down but you're not dead, they revive you. Um, hey, um, so I might do a year of EMS, and then say, hey, I'll hand the reins over to my deputy director and probably do something else. Um, I don't know. I honestly, I have no idea what the future holds for me. But being an affiliate is, honestly, I never thought I would actually get it this far in a year. Because one of the goals for the year was actually to get affiliate. I thought I wouldn't get it until maybe sometime in the summer. But here we are, you know, on, you know, almost my. So, by the way, you guys know that this is actually a great birthday present to me, right? Because my birthday's like on the 7th. So you guys helping me do this is actually a great birthday present. And I will be doing a birthday stream. Um, I think I have decided what I'm gonna do for that. So I will be doing some EMS stuff. And then I will also be doing a promptu random game. If you actually have that game, I'm gonna make a purely multiplayer wheel and do it on the day before, on the Friday. And then yeah. So there's 7 Days to Die. I have 7 Days to Die, Dune Awakening, which has gone through a massive update recently, and I used to stream that. Uh, and what else do I have with multiplayer? Crossfield. Maybe do that. That one's an interesting game. Allows me to build. But I'm kind of stuck where I am in that one. Um, uh, the Brucey. Thank you for the follow, man. Hope your day's doing well. Uh, also, I might, depending on whatnot, I will be allowing followers to join me on Abyss because I do have 2 open spots. If we can actually get like 3 good people to run exotics, I might actually do go back to tier 1s. So that yeah, and we'll split the loot. You know, evenly down. and 2 people can join me in 2 frigates. Um, I would prefer Hawks, but yeah. I'm actually doing well. I got affiliate this morning. Um, you know, had spent some time to talk to my mom. She's doing well, and yeah, I'm actually having a good. Actually, I'm having an okay day. It was supposed to be. It was originally great, and then my chair broke, and and here's the thing, it broke while I was sitting in it. So I actually literally was sitting in my chair this morning, and I literally fell back and um hit hit the floor. I didn't hit my head. Thankfully, I'm okay on that part. Uh, didn't injure myself. Although my gluteus maximus was hurt a little bit. Um, so yeah. I know I say all and whatnot like, you know, it's just how I am. Well, because I'm autistic, you know, and we have ways of speaking very unique. No, we're gonna go that way. So target lock both of these things. Oh, are you okay? Oh yeah, yeah. I'm fine. I went for a walk. I went to bottle drop, which is a thing here in Oregon where you take cans and you recycle them. Thanks to that, I was able to enjoy this crisp, non-sponsored Mountain Dew. Um, yeah. So literally, I got the email uh about it, and like 5 minutes later, my chair breaks. You know, I find that extremely funny. It's uh Max SV. Thank you for the follow, man. Uh, it's my chair breaking is basically the universe telling me, "Don't get too cocky, son." Um, there's another thing that I would like to do that my affiliate money would actually be helpful for me to do. I would like to actually go back to New York. Um, I have family out there. I have most of my uncles, most of my aunts. Actually, my uncle and then my 2 aunts, and like a shite a ton of cousins. I haven't been able to. I haven't been out there since. Oh God. I was 15, I believe. No, I think it was 16. Um, I do, call them every now and then to make sure no one, has died on me. Um, Though if I do go out there, because of how big I am, uh, if I do have to fly, um, I'm buying business class. Um, because you guys haven't actually seen my my face and thing. I'm 6'3". I'm a big dude. Um, and flying an economy is not, easy for me. Plus, I would like to actually, not have uh, a kid in front of me start banging on his chair into my knees for like 3 hours. That happened, by the way. Last time in New York. Oh boy, my knees were sore. Uh, so you know how flying can be so difficult. Yeah, it is. It is not easy, man. Um, yes, yes. Um, very painfully. So there is a downside to actually being this tall. Um, is we our knees ache every once in a while. I don't know about Rusty, but mine do. My uninjured knee. Yes. So if I don't fly, I'm willing to spend the extra $1,000 to actually take the train. And and yes, it costs $2,000 for a sleeper car because I'm not gonna. I went from using non-sleeper car to go from Oregon to San Diego. That was not San Diego, San Francisco, and I will never do that again. That sucked. Um, you know, and now that I have my wonderful uh Switch, which by the way, I am petting my Switch. Um, that I can actually play video games on. When I flew the last time, I had a PSP. I had I think it was one of the Grand Theft Auto games. Uh, Final Fantasy VII Chaos Core, yeah. And Final Fantasy Dissidia. By the way, Dissidia is the only fighting game I actually like to play. Um, because I get to actually fight with my favorite characters. By the way, Cloud main all the way. Cloud's awesome. Damn. Well, I was actually streaming on my Switch, um, but I decided to come back to eat because the itch to be able to build a wyvern is so compelling to me. Um, I know it's going to take me, depending on how it goes in my alliance's space. Um, I could very easily start getting things to build it within, I'm gonna say 2 months. And then it's gonna take another, I'm gonna say 3 to get all the materials to actually build it. And I'm not gonna, buy the materials. Where's the fun in that? No, I will actually mine the materials as much as I can by myself. Well, no, when I first read that, I had Force Switch. Um, no, I thought, oh, you're using Force Switches to actually light up your. Thank you, MassXV, for just redeeming random. Well, that's not a problem for me because I don't drink at all. Um, I actually have a history of alcoholism in my family, so I don't drink. I very rarely drink, and if I do, it's in small quantities, and that's for special events. Um, I haven't had a drink in 7 years. But it's gonna be a while before I earn enough money to actually um, go out to New York because it is expensive. So I have to pay for my plane ticket. Um, Depending on if my uncle lets me stay with them, I will not have to buy a hotel, but I will have to actually have um, you know money to actually do stuff. Like, I would actually like to go inside the Statue of Liberty. Okay, as long as you're careful, man. Um, yes, I've been to New York twice, and twice I've been told that either it was the Statue of Liberty was under revelation, uh, being fixed, or you had to have a special ticket. Um, if I go, I will make sure that it's open to the public, and then I get a ticket. I would also like to go to the very top of the Empire State Building. I've gone to the second highest level. Um, oh, Rusty, you get a cookie for that. I'm like, oh my god. Ah. I think I have the premise of how my subs are gonna go. Um, One will be cookie night. Oh, see, this is why I love streaming so much. You know, you guys make me laugh, and laughter is the best medicine. No, actually, so here's the thing. I don't like heights all that much, but here's this one of the goals I would like to do before I die is actually learn how to fly. Um, because as a kid, well, not that was a child. I was like a teenager. Oh God. Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about too. Oh, oh yeah. And by the way, I'm you're drinking out of a 2 liter because they didn't have cheap enough cans. Um, you guys are also making this grind much easier, by the way. Oh, man, you guys might be hearing. Yeah, I think you. Yeah, oh, yeah. That is a piece of metal from my chair. It literally is like busted off it. Um, I didn't know that was down there by my feet. So, I was saying I would love to learn how to fly because one of my favorite game series all time, hands down, is Ace Combat, and I'm old enough to remember when the Goat trilogy, one of the Goat trilogies, um, for the PS2 was Ace Combat's 4, 5, and 0. I would love to be able to replay those games on the PC. Um, it would if I could replay those games and listen to that iconic music. Oh yeah, no, I bet it is. Uh, Paramart, since you actually do that, how expensive is it to operate one of those? And do you need any kind of licensing? Licensing. Because I've always been curious about that. I can't really do paragliding where I live because I live in the suburbs, so I can't really do that. There is, I don't think it's big enough, but there is somewhat of an open field on a hill. But there's like houses nearby, so. And that area is frequently used as a homeless camp. Really? Yeah, I can surely look, if there's any, you know, doing that, because that would be a great first step into actually flying. Because I would love to fly, and this is probably never going to happen in my lifetime, unless I make a lot of money and invest it really well. I would love to be able to fly a P-51. I'm a huge fan of the P-51. It's a beautiful aircraft that changed the course of World War II. For those who do not know, I'm putting on my history buff cap right now. Be warned. The P-51 was very instrumental in protecting our Allied bombers from their bombing runs, because the problem that we were having when we started bombing Germany was thank you for that information. I might get in touch with you at a later date, and we can certainly talk about it. Was um it because of the P-51, because I believe the best fighter that we had before the implementation of the P-51 in the European theater was the P-47, the Hawk, I believe it's called. The problem was they couldn't escort our bombers very far. But when the P-51 came around, they were generally able to escort our bombers from entering enemy airspace to escorting the bombers to their target, breaking off into a holding pattern away from the target. Yep. No, not the lightning. It was I was thinking now you got me freaking curious. Hold up 1 second. It was the P-36 Hawk, yes. I think, yeah. Um, and the P-40. No, we had the P-40, that's right. I was very curious. Yeah. The Hawk couldn't actually. I didn't think the Hawk actually had the ability to carry fuel tanks. Um, well, extra fuel tanks. So basically, uh, they're basically generable tanks that you can actually they can actually drop when they were empty, and that greatly increased their flight range. Um, but when yeah, as I was saying, when the P-51 came around, they were able to escort them to their from into enemy airspace. When the bombers got to within a certain distance to their target, and flak became heavy, the pilots would break off, and loiter, I believe that's the proper term, um, close to where they would be turning back, because that was all pre-planned. And then it would escort the. Oh no, hang on. The bombers back, and then once they got a certain distance from ending airspace, they would break off and return to base. I would, and it was very instrumental. A very famous group of pilots who flew the P-51 were the Red Tails. And I do believe there are still members of that squadron, well, fighter group, sorry, that are still alive to this day. Um, and it's great that they actually did so. You know, I think they actually did a wonderful job. They actually significantly reduced Allied bomber casualties because even with the P-51, the bomber crews were actually getting wrecked. So even if a bomber returned back to base, they would have multiple members of the crew dead or heavily wounded that they have to be sent home back to the States. And the plane, in that case, would generally be on, would be, broken beyond repair, so they had to get another plane. And by the way, they some people think that they shipped them over there. No, they actually flew them. I think they went from the U.S. I think they even went from even Canada. I believe, I don't know. To like Greenland, and they actually went to the northern circle of it, and they were able to fly them to Great Britain. It took a while. I think it took because you have to have like crew rest and everything. I think it took maybe a couple days to actually fly them. A great example of U.S. bomber crews is the show Masters of the Air. I would highly recommend that people watch that. It is a great TV miniseries. Yes. Well, it was worse for Britain because they were under constant bombardment throughout the almost the entire war. From bombers, from V2s, and other like wonder weapons. Um, the Germans also had the Gustav gun. Now, people are thinking, what is the Gustav gun? The Gustav gun is arguably the biggest um, land-based artillery piece ever built. It was so massive that you had to have, I think it was 1,300 people to crew it, and after 3 shells, you had to replace the barrel. And it had to be, and the only way to move such a massive monstrosity was via rail. And to aim the thing, you had to literally build railroad tracks. And, like, turn it in a way so the gun moves. It, and because of that, it was... Yes. Well, keep in mind, a lot of pilots, who actually go into the Air Force, a lot of them actually, from mine, well, not a lot, but a fair number of them actually have their civilian pilot's license when they're like 18 and they're like in high school. Especially future pilots who actually had members, like parents in the Air Force. So it is crazy. Well, so actually, I think they go for yes. Yeah, Paramount. Since you know more about aviation, can you check for me, please? If what age you can get your PPL? That would be a huge, huge thing. Cause I think he's like 16 or 17, but I'm not sure. That doesn't really matter to me because I'm 33, so but it was curious. Sadly, I've never actually lived near an airbase. Um, and I don't think my dad would approve me training to be a pilot because he's Army. But then again, nowadays I don't really. Okay. Yeah, if you can do me a huge favor and double check for me, that would be great. Cause you got me curious. And when you get me curious, generally I like to research it. Really? In Sweden, you can get your pilot's license before you get your driver's license? Oh my god. That is funny. But the Swedish are actually great people. I've never actually been there. I haven't been out of the country. Well, technically that's not true. Uh, I was technically in Canadian airspace when I was flying from Washington to New York for a little bit. Um, how am I on missiles, by the way? I'm still good. I might do an ammo run when I'm about um 20 when I'm down to about 1,000. Yeah, so places I'd like to visit out of the country: Germany, Poland, France, Great Britain. Ah, and yeah, but that's that's still very young. So you can, yeah, so you can get that at um really 14. Damn. But then it is a glider, so it's not really an engine. So, and my personal opinion on gliders are they're actually very useful. Um, they're very useful in World War Two against Germany and Japan. Yeah. Um, because you have because they're a glider, they're not. Because if they add an engine, it is a plane. Yes. Uh, generally, I think this is how this was how it was done in World War II. I don't know if it's, how it's done here nowadays. But generally, you have a bigger plane to get you in the air. In World War II, they used the C, and I think it was called the Sky Train. Um, it's the plane that you see in like Band of Brothers and SAS Rogue Heroes. I love that show, by the way. Um, yeah, because generally you don't. Gliders are actually very cheap, and to make because they don't. Considering you only have to carry like one or two people, you don't have to go all fancy dancy. Like, um, you just need like a control stick, some way to read your altitude, your airspeed, your direction, um, and a seat, and buckle you're in. But generally, depending on the design of the craft, you can generally um, fly for maybe a couple minutes. It's very, you know, and I said I would love to fly because of Ace Combat. I am excited for Ace Combat 8 that was announced at the Game Awards. I will, as soon as I know around a good date when I'm going to do that, I will be buying a VR headset. Um, so I can actually be inside the cockpit. Um, Hopefully we should get news on it sometime soon. Because it looks, from the footage I've seen, it looks like it's ready to be done in. Oh, really? Uh, yeah. One craft I would love to see if you can actually make it was actually a concept design um, by Goodyear. It was a rubber aircraft that had like a very small engine on it, like not very big. And this, keep in mind, this was actually before the invention of helicopters. Um, Basically, the idea was to, if you had, say, say you find a downed pilot, what you would do is then drop this thing from a plane, and then they would be able to have a, like, pump it up or have like a small disposable like air pump, and they would just basically pump it full of air and just fly it home. It wasn't all that fast. It was, because it was made of rubber and held together by air. Um, One good round from an AK, and that baby's gonna go down. But it was an interesting idea. Um, they actually tried to advertise that for family use. Oddly enough, um, their idea was, oh, you want to take your kids to the lake or somewhere, pull out your inflatable, plane that you stick in the garage somewhere. and take them on a plane, and you know, pump it up and like, or have like an air pump, and take your family on a, you know, lovely little stroll. That was never gonna freaking work. Um, because people would complain about those things all the time. And I don't think you can make one enough that you can actually carry, like, because back then a typical family was, you know, the dad, mom, and like two or three kids, and the dog. Can't forget about dog. Dogs are very important. Um, yeah, they kind of sucked. I agree, but now the technology is actually advanced far. How hard would it be to actually make one of those? Because, you know, we have newer kind of rubber and whatnot. Um, so we can very easily probably make something better that actually wasn't too terrible. Um, but we would have to actually get permission from Goodyear to actually make it, because I believe Goodyear still has the patent for that. Um, and yeah, you know, people who are watching, yeah, this is it. I'm actually teaching you stuff. Keep in mind, I don't have a degree in anything. I dropped out of high school for reasons that I'm never going to get into. Well, give you a brief summary. Uh, I had a problem with my ISS, um, and I basically had to move down to Oregon, and yeah, basically. Um, yeah, it's a lot more complicated, but that's the gist of it. Um, so I would have liked to actually have, if I actually stayed in school, I would have liked to have a master's degree in either mechanical and electrical engineering and minor in history. Because I grew up watching documentaries. I still watch documentaries to this day. Yeah, just fast enough to keep the thing in the air. It, from what I understand from the design, was it wasn't meant to take them extremely far. It was the original design was it was designed to take a help a pilot cross over from enemy territory to allied territory, um, and you know, and then they would be transferred back to their airbase. I believe that's how they planned for it to go. Uh, well, I'm still at least 3 more before I have to go and deposit stuff. Um, So it was a good idea, but then helicopters came around and, you know, that put an end to that idea. You know, but then again, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have gotten the great movie that is we were soldiers. I love We Were Soldiers. Um, it was a great movie. I love it. I love it. Love it. I watch it every year or so. Yes, and then I believe it was the British who got the idea of, oh, let's make bigger. Oh no, I was thinking something else. Yeah. Well, paragliders were actually very unique, and they are unique because you don't really need a big engine on the back, a place for the pilot to sit in. Well, not well. Technically, yes, you need them to sit. Um, but they have to be able to use their legs as well as their landing gear, which I don't know much about it, but I think I would assume that would actually hurt if done incorrectly. I got stuck on the gate. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Well, I hope your friends are actually. Well, your friend is actually doing okay. You know, doing something you love can be dangerous. Basketball can be dangerous. Football, baseball can be dangerous. Skiing, dangerous. But, you do it because you love it. And because you do it, you inherently take on the risks of it. But if we don't do something that motivates us to make us feel whole, then what is life for? You know? Are we just meant here to, you know, sleep, eat, work, you know, do other things that will not be touching? Oh, hang on, I just got a text message. Ah, never mind. It's from a app I have. Um, you know, you have to actually enjoy life. And I know that sometimes it can be scary. Okay, well, you know, I hope that they, you know, live nice, comfortable lives. And my heart actually really does go out to them. I don't know who they are, but they have my sympathies. Well, yeah, no, it. Honestly, if I were you, I would be the exact same way. But accidents happen. You know, accidents will continue to happen until we become immortal. Until we become capsuleers. Which, honestly, wouldn't be a bad way to live. Well, so I actually have several questions from a from my point of view. Do they have to sleep? Like when they're in control of their craft, how long can they actually operate that before they have to get sleep, food, um, and like rest, basically? And think, well, um, is it like complete? Are the crafts completely unmanned, or can there be people who are non-capsulars inside them? So you can basically use, say, a cruiser as a cruise liner, so we say. Um, I question the lore because that's who I am. I'm actually starting to get the idea of a um, writing idea um, for a journey for the captain. For sleeping? Really? Did they pull something from like Dread? Please, people, you know, please get what I'm talking about on the Dread part. Because if you don't know, I feel sorry. Um, but it would kind of make sense because from what I understand of the how a person becomes a capsuleer, um, their the clones are actually have cybernetic in them. I know they have. Ah, now that you're saying it, yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of sense now. you okay? That would actually make a lot of sense. So they hop in their sleep pods or whatever for like 15 minutes. Well, for me, it's actually 3 a.m. for my time zone, and generally I can be up because um I have insomnia and I have sleep apnea, so it's difficult for me to stay asleep. So generally that's why I take a nap before I start streaming. Um, so I'm not like tired. And I would love for them to actually bring back where you can actually have characters that walk around the station. I would love for them to bring that back. Because they do have E Frontier, and then you have E Vanguard that's supposedly releasing sometime soon. Um, I would love to try E Frontier and in Vanguard. Um, so that's on the list. So the three games I am excited for most at this moment are I'd love to play are E Vanguard, E Frontier, and Squadron 42. And yes, I actually do play the occasional hop in every once in a while to actually play some Star Citizen. I used to stream Star Citizen. Yes, but I think the idea was to allow us to interact with the Dust 514 or whatever it was, people, and like interact with each other. You can go like to a bar or a club or a restaurant and like talk and do stuff like that. I think that would be really cool, and I can see people just sitting and doing that for a long time. I would, I would enjoy doing that. I could very easily say, hey, let's go to this system at that station, and like let's meet up and have a little party. What do you mean undocking from the stations? Or are you talking about like you would actually, instead of just like switching to camera outside, but you actually have to follow your. That would actually Yes. Um, what I would like to do is basically you go to undock and actually put you through a little pathway to undocking, It's not. Oh, it's not instant. Keep in mind, this is from someone who actually likes to design their his ship, his dry docks and whatnot as an open platform, sort of like what they do with Star Trek. When I play Imperium Galactic Survival, I like to build my stations in a way where um, oh yeah, I heard about that. Um, Seems very interesting. Ooh, I think I need one. Nope, I got it, so I can do an extra exotic. Yay! Um, I assume people abuse the living shit out of that. Um, but I do like what they did with remembering the daily skills, because that's very helpful for me. Okay, yeah. I can see how people would be paranoid. I'm paranoid. Um, I'm so paranoid that if I ever do move to nullsec, I'm bringing my own jump freighter. And yes, I can actually fly a jump freighter. Um, I can fly the Nomad. Um, and I know that I'm gonna have to have a second account to actually act as my own um, bridge. If I can get enough money so I can actually start flexing myself, um, instead of having to pay IRL money, I have no problem having a second account um, that basically is just sitting in like Jeter somewhere. Um, yeah, yeah. I was saying you had like Jeter somewhere, and they would basically sit there for X amount of time with a um, venture with a Sino on it, and he'll have like 500 plex, so he can, if I need to use him, I can plex it, because you do need a mega to actually activate a Sino. Um, yeah, the Jump Freighter is my only tier 2, well, actually, my only capital ship that I can fly at the moment. I do plan to actually have training the carriers, but I don't know if I want to actually go after training this, being able to fly the Golem. I don't know if I want to train into flying, into actually using um, a Widow. because I can already have Qatari Battleship 5 anyways. So I might do that. I might go into a Phoenix. I honestly don't know, and I have so many options. Okay, so yeah, I have enough for one more. So far, yes. Well, I would use my carrier for combat. Um, because I actually enjoy flying carriers. It is, you know, I've enjoyed flying, driving. Well, in my mind, it's still driving, not flying. Um, Carriers from my naval field days, because back then we called it driving. Um, and I had a U.S. carrier, a Japanese carrier, and I think I had a British carrier. I don't know. It's been over a decade since I remember my account. I know I had two subs though. I had one for Japanese, and I had one for Germany. Um, and they were built differently. I believe I had a British battleship and a U.S. battleship. Uh, I can't even lock onto him yet. Um, I do miss my naval field days. Because I was a lot. Oh, frick, it's a Divine Hunter! Shit. These things are tanky motherfuckers, and they can actually do a lot of damage to me. I have to be very careful because they can very easily break my tank. Okay, good, safe. Um, what was I thinking? What was I saying? I had no idea. I forgot. Um, yeah, just my name for this. I was a young kid. I was in high school at the time. Um, Part of those days I don't miss, and zero, because I can technically run tier ones, but those take almost twice as long to run a tier 0. I would love to run higher tiers so I can start making more money, but I don't have a ship for it. I had to spend a lot of money on the Golem, because I do have one. It's sitting in Jeddah right now, unfitted. That's why I'm running the Abyssals, is because I'm doing it to make money. I know that there are some other ways to do it, or do higher level ones, but I don't have the ship right now. Um, because this one cost me about 50 million to actually buy an outfit. By the way, I don't have any skill implants. I don't have any implants on any on this character right now. On this clone, I have a training clone in Jita. That I was gonna switch to so I can actually accelerate my training. Um, damn. I still have that. There's also I still have. I'll show you this fitting because I'm gonna need to have this station anyways soon. Um, well, yeah, because I'm gonna need at least another bill to actually fit my golem the way that I need it for what I'm gonna be using it for. Um, so if I actually can get that fitted out and I don't lose it immediately, I should be fine on money. I was say, is there a destruction that I don't know about? No, there isn't one. Um, what I might do is because I do have this other fit for um the hawk. I haven't actually tried it out. I've only used this fit. This one I know actually works because I've seen video of it actually working. I might get another hawk and actually try that out. And if it doesn't work to my satisfaction, I'm more than willing to keep on using this hawk. Um, yeah, no, I won't transfer it over. Next, I like to actually have. Yeah. From what I know about Marauders, is you have to actually lose them. You have to be doing something either really stupid or you're outgunned to the 10th degree. I'll be using mine for ratting. Um, So if I can make enough money from it, I would be a very, very happy man. Um, because if as long as I don't lose it and actually be able to pay it, you know, pay it back, which from what I've been told, it's not going to take me long. All right. So do I have any more tranquil exotics? I have 2. So that means I have to return to the station and get them. Um, I don't think I've actually done my skill points. Put him into Kadari Battleship 5. And there we go. I just saved myself about 6 hours worth of work. Docking permission requested. Yeah. Like, wormhole and nullsec space can be extremely dangerous, but it can also be extremely profitable. You can, if you can do it, you can probably make 2 to 3 billion a day in wormhole and nullsec space very easily. Alright, so put you all in my special container. All non-missile stuff is going to be transferred over to my Wraith. By the way, I do recommend the Wraith as a transport ship if you don't actually have a blockade runner or something, because it's actually got, and with my skills, I have like a 4-second align time. Oh no, I keep on. Yeah, 4.02 second align time. That's massive. If I actually, so I could actually make that a little lower by putting on, oh, where is it? Yeah, that's true. Um, yeah, I know. But this has served me well. So I got like 31 mil from that. Grievous, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, you have become you're the first one to talk in my stream when I got affiliated. You're the first one to follow when I became affiliated, and now you're the first one to actually be subscribed. Do you know what that gives you, Grievous? You get a special honor. When I start making my Final Fantasy IV 100% guide videos, one of the no, I don't think I can do it. No, never mind. Or can I? Eh. If I can, you will actually take the place of one of the characters. I will rename one of them just for you. I would do Final Fantasy 3, but that's actually been already taken by Dangerous, Hawk, GB, and Riff. But you've earned a special place. Um, I honestly I didn't even think I would get a follower this soon. Uh, but let me show you actually the fit that I was talking about. So this is the damage tank. This is the damage one. Um, so it has a alpha of 1,123. What does this one have with same ammo? This one actually has a little bit more EPH. Has a little bit more damage. But then this also gives me some implants that I don't know how that's going to actually affect it. Um, because I was given this by someone. So 1% agility, ship velocity. Oh, okay. Thank you. Um, I haven't tested this thing out yet. Damage reliable missile. So so we're gonna give this. Yeah, we're gonna go to. Well, I need missiles anyways because I'm starting to run low. Because I think I'm. Yeah, I'm about 2,000. So what I'll do is buy an extra 5,000 of these. Buy that Hawk Fit. See if it actually works. If it is better, I'll run a couple tier ones in it. See how it does. Um, and we'll go from there. And most of the money is that I'm going to use for that is actually going to come from this. Um, and I did get high sec ganked in Jita a few days ago. And it happened on stream too. So basically what ended up happening was I was undocking from Jita. I was trying to get to a place where I can actually switch to my an empty clone. I get bumped on my when I was aligning, and then I got killed. Well, my ship got killed. Um, so I would actually love to see if try this out on a well, I don't actually sign up for Faction Warfare. I don't see the point. I'm not a huge PvPer. I'm willing to do PvP, but I don't like do it on a regular basis. Like I'm willing to go on a roam every like few days, but no, it's not who I am. Once again, the carrier, you know, maybe I'll do some PvP. But if I get in the carrier, ratting will be so much fun. And especially considering they actually did the upgrades to the carriers a few months ago. Okay, yeah, no. I think I've only been war decked on 2 separate occasions in my previous corporations. I don't know if we're gonna get war decked. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if some asshole's gonna actually say, "Oh, you're, do that." There is one person who I would love to get my revenge on. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this guy is actually who I'd love to kill. Oh yeah, I need to actually have a contact. You are now hated by me. No. Yeah, no, I tried to avoid them like the freaking plague. Well, back then I was only willing to stay in high tech because I didn't have that many skills. Not like I have today. I have almost 25.5 million. I'm actually going to see if I can, how long I can actually have a poll going on. Give me 1 second. How long can I actually have a... I don't know how to actually have like a... Well, yeah, hand. I don't know how to actually add a vote or whatever. But what I'm... Yeah, it's not bad. So I can fly all battle... I can sit in battleships for Amar, Galente, Mimitar, and Kadari. I can fly battleships for like I can like sit in them and actually use them for Galente, Mimitar, and Kadari. Well, selectively from Mimitar and Kadari, because I don't have... Well, no, actually I do have, I think I do actually have them. Yes, I actually do have, large projectile guns, so I can actually use... I can send in them. I have, large projectile guns 4. So I can send in all Mimitar, ships. Um, the only reason I actually can fly have the Amar skills, because I hate Amar. Right? Um, their ships look really nice. I don't deny that. But I can't stand actually flying their ships because of their lore point. I know it's only lore and whatnot, but a guy gotta have principles, man. You know, this is why unless Blizzard does a complete 1 fucking 80, pardon my French, um, I will never play World of Warcraft again. I okay. So you need to tell your Empress or whoever's in charge. Golem. I I have so here's the thing. I have the Golem ship itself. I just need to fit it. No, I don't. Lasers are actually cool. I love the lasers. Um, I hate the MR because of the lore that's behind them. That's why I can't. I can't stand them. I only got the Amar stuff the way they have for so that I can actually get a bonus to the pirate ships. That's it. Um, yeah. You're a Galente pilot. Okay, yeah. As you see, I have a golem. I don't have it fitted. It's still packaged because I can't even sit in it right now. Um, so, if my mom actually does pay through and she gives me my birthday amount, I should be able to sit in it on my birthday. Will I actually be able to fit it though? Probably not. Um, because I need at least another uh, billion and then some to actually fit in them. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to get that hawk fit, give it a try. I have not tried that fit out. But let's give it a try. Do do do. Like, Galente I have no problem with. By the way, I have actually read one of the books. I have read the Imperium Age. The Golem, so Golem, from what I've been hearing and from what I know of, Uh, I believe that's everything for this. I believe they are, in a way, because they're hypocrites. Um, I know. So I know that they somewhat feel superior to everyone else. Um, but I don't know much about their like background and whatnot. I know that them and Kadari people hate each other with the burning passion of a thousand suns. Um, wait. Glente are the what behind the rogue drones? That would actually make a lot of sense because no, I have not. Oh, thank you for that information, Callum. I would actually love to go there. I know it's actually out in Nullsec. I don't remember what system it's actually in. I would love to do that because the book it's in Losec. Okay, yeah. I am a lore guy. When I played World of Warcraft, I actually would turn off the game music. When I was not fishing, that it was. Um, and listen to war videos about this is who built the world and this is blah 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 blah. I love World of Warcraft's lore. I love it, and I love that they actually finally listened to us and actually gave us um, player-owned housing. Um, but I cannot stand behind that company and give them my money when they've done all that shady shit in the past with the sexual harassment, sexual assaults. There, I can't. Plus, fuck Activision. I hate Activision because I'm not. I am a Battlefield guy, not a Call of Duty guy. Ah, thank you. Uh, okay. Oh, yeah. New. It is 30 jumps away from here. Oh, wow, really? I will actually. Um, I might. When I can, I might actually get a. I tried to do it. It didn't. No, actually, let me do it. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I will give this thing a try. See how it works. I need to also buy some filaments. Give me a second. So for tier one, it's calm. So I will buy. Let's go with 12 tier one filaments. See how it works. Okay. Uh, I will also buy more of these because I do need some, and since I'm already here, these are really freaking cheap. I'm buying 5,000. All right, so let's hopefully I don't go. And I'm away. I love this ship. This thing looks really nice. Um, I might see if I can build this in Imperium Galactic Survival. I know I say that for a lot of ships. But I don't. I haven't had the time. I've been recording for my FF3 100% guide. By the way, that should be coming out either this coming up Monday or the following Monday. It depends on if I want to have more than a week's worth of episodes. It because and it doesn't require a lot of recording on my part. Um, but basically, what it is I'm recording each step as it goes. So, did the intro for the first episode. It's the intro and the first zone and get all of the chests and whatnot. Second episode is basically explaining the jobs because in 3 and 5 it has jobs. Um, and um, what I set up for what the jobs do, basically from the jobs and the party setup, and then 3 and 4 basically getting all the chests and hidden stuff in um, to the towns, as well as get the airship. Um, so that's all I have recorded so far. Um, I need to work on episodes 5, 6, 7, and I'm probably gonna do. I'm probably gonna not do it this coming Monday, but the following Monday. Um, because my birthday and whatnot. I will be doing one episode released per day. I don't know how many episodes it's going to take to actually do all the areas and whatnot. But it's going to get videos out there. Once I do 3, I'm going to do 4, and then I'm going to have to do off camera because I've already streamed 5, and me being 5. And it's actually on YouTube. But and then I'm probably gonna do 6 because I haven't beaten 6 yet. So the only Final Fantasies that I have not beaten are 6, 7, 8. Yeah, please. I start my recording my streams around 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This one was a little later because I overslept for my nap and lunch was a little late in being made. I live in a group home, so and they make all our meals, and it was like whatnot. I talked to them about it. I was like, fly same? Yeah. We all make mistakes, man. We're humans. We're not clinkers. You know? Yeah. I am still gonna end my stream in about 40 minutes anyways. Ending that standard time because it's dinner time. And I don't like to eat on stream, so. But I will be back tomorrow, Saturday, and then we'll be doing Random Game Sunday, which will be announced on Saturday's stream. If it is a multiplayer game, if you have the game, you are all more than welcome to join me in playing it. I actually encourage that. I have the list typed up. I think I have. Let me actually. I have 67 games on here. 66 games. There's some single player games. So other games I have on here. Probably add Star Wars Galaxy Restorations, because I've actually played that before, but I haven't played it in a long time. Yeah, but these are basically games that I own that are not like heavily story based, like no Final Fantasies. No, like survival games are alright. No Assassin's Creeds. Because I have a few of them that I haven't beaten yet, but I can't really play them right now because my controller's broken. I need to get fixed. Well, I actually need to get the tools so I can fix it myself. It has a bad drift in it. Some of the games on my list are Puzzle Pirates, Ghost Runners, Six Shadow Darkness, Empire of Sin, Imperium Galactic Rival, Toy Soldiers, Surviving the Aftermath, Yakuza Like a Dragon. I already have that installed right now. Project Wingman, Dot Hack GU Last Free Code. Um, did it still separate? Yes, it did. Okay, so you are going to do this. So you actually have, so I have a lot more ammo. Yes, I do have them. I haven't actually. Let me actually look what's on the Epic Game Store. Some of the games that I actually listed are actually on the Epic Game Store. So let me open them up. Thank you. I can't say your name because of. Arsh. Arshbas. If I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. I can't read your name because the font they actually chose is a dark blue. Yeah, let me actually look. So they have boxes lost fragment and my night drop, and then next week they have a game I already have and Turnip Boys robs a bank. Interesting. Even though I probably not even play them, I will, still grab them. So this is why I'm actually doing random game Sundays. So that I actually can play the game on my list that either I haven't played in a while or, haven't played at all. Um, so I got those games. We'll get to the main topic. Okay, so the hawk hasn't been brought out. So Paramart, give us a name, shall we? I've only paid for the Final Fantasy VII Remake and the three Kingdom Hearts games. By the way, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, the first part one of the remake series, I rebought it on Steam because why the heck not? Because I already had the Rebirth on Steam. Hopefully, we get an announcement sometime soon about uh, about the third part of the and final part of the Rebirth set. When that gets announced, by the way, no matter what the frick I'm streaming, I will drop whatever I'm streaming and go and actually start streaming those games. The reason why I haven't is because I'm waiting for the third game to be in production and have a release date. Hopefully, they don't screw me over because I don't own a PS5. The only other console besides um, my PC that I own is my Switch 2. That's it. I am a broke boy. It took over a year saving to get my Switch 2. But yes, Paramount, give us a ship name. Um, it I'm also somewhat excited for Kingdom Hearts 4. Hopefully that doesn't take 13 years to be developed. Okay, alright. I will have to see if I can just copy that. Alright. I couldn't get the O. Because it was marking everything else. Okay. So, let's go to the fittings. And go to view fitting, and then fit ship. And it actually worked. I don't have to do it again. Okay. Ah, is that where you're from? And then... Ah, well, hello from the United States of America. I am a, live in Oregon, but I'm a Texas boy at heart. Let's give this thing a try, shall we? Wait a minute, this thing's stable? Um. Oh yeah, it's only stable because of the cat battlers. Okay. So let's give this a try. I don't know how well this is gonna go. If I do it, I'm gonna have to get more cat batteries. For it. And it's gonna be a while before I actually. Too cold. It is way too cold for me. Um, I like it warm. I very much like it warm. Um, well, problem is most of the time it actually is Uh, Pete off. Alright, let's give this a try. I'm most comfortable when it's about 93. Ooh, we have multiple targets. I don't. That's right. I don't need to actually start locking. I would love to do that. Yeah. No. The problem is, let's try this auto. I don't travel that much because, well, one, I'm really poor, and two, I don't have a car. I don't drive. Um, at most, I will get a electric scooter or bike. Um, because I can't really do bikes like pedal pedal bikes anymore. Um, due to an injury I suffered at work. Um, when I was working for Ross, which is a clothing retail store. Well, retail brand, actually. Um, on my yes. What happened was I was um talking. Well, I was going with my manager to get something from the our supply closet, and I slipped on the wet floor. And what ended up happening was I slipped and fell right on my right knee. And I ended up having, I didn't have to have surgery, but it's still an issue to this day. Where too much exercise or too much pressure on that knee, it hurts. It hurts like a motherfucker. Um, oh, I'm still too far out. That's why I wasn't killing the sucker. I need to kill this thing because this thing's the most dangerous threat. I'm almost in range. Come on, a little closer. A little closer. And bums away! Whoa. Sure say, fuck you. Yeah. Another crazy story from working at the same store. Was I got threatened with mace for talking about salted chocolate. And I'm talking like, no. We came to, I didn't sue. I didn't want to deal with that headache. And it was, so it's the thing, it wasn't their fault. It was actually the subcontractor that was hired to actually clean the floor. Oh, come on, get in there! Yeah, like, no. The best part about that incident with the salt chocolate, I got paid overtime as a part-time employee. Which was awesome. And that lady was barred from the freaking mall. Yeah, I liked working there. I didn't stop working there by my choice. The store just closed down. And the other two stores that I live by, one very close to me, wasn't gonna work because they actually literally had a stopwatch, and they were gonna physically time me. I have a knee issue that sometimes requires me to rub it when it gets too painful. Oh, we have one of these things again. Yeah. By the way, all that is completely freaking true. I actually have witnesses. I have a witness who's with me that day. When I got threatened with mace. My job code. So what happened with the mace was I was near our where we had a candy aisle for like snacks and whatnot, and what I'm talking to her and like, oh yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it. You, sir, need to die. I'm going to. The problem is, I think it's a cruiser. Yeah, I think it's a cruiser. If I orbit it at like 500 meters, he's not going to be able to freaking hit me. I am going to have to go back to the station to repair my armor because I went out of the zone. I didn't know. I didn't know what would happen. I thought it was like gonna push you in. Like it does for like with warships. But the game, I just don't have the money to actually, sub it. And I don't. It's a battleship. Is it a battleship? It doesn't actually say. Um. Oh no. Get the loot. That's it. Get the loot. Get the loot. Get the loot. Get the loot. Um. I don't need my tank anymore. I'm gonna. Yeah. It looks well. The problem is it's not cap stable. No, it's fine for me. It's the perfect size. The problem is I have a small. I'm using a small monitor to play. Um, if I actually had more room on my plug, I would totally get like a TV or something. Later, let's head to the station and repair my armor. Um. So yeah. It's and keep in mind I've had a long storied life. I have had my ups and I have my downs. I have great wisdom. You know, even though I'm only 33, almost 34. Um, I'm gonna do one more tier 1 abyss with this thing, and then I'm gonna call it. Because it's almost dinner time. Um, so yeah, it's been a long journey. And keep in mind, I've gone to where I am. This nice, chill, funny guy. No therapy, no meds, just effort. You just have to. Oh yeah, no. You know, yeah, so I have a monitor that I originally bought for that was because it's one of those monitors that can turn sideways. Um, so that I could actually do that. But it never actually ended up working out. uh, for me. And it was great. I love the thing. I got thanks to a stimulus check that we got. Oh, hand. No, it's fine. Um, put on my afterburner. Reload. I don't know if I'll keep this ship. I might just go back to Jita and sell it. Cause it's. I mean, I can get more money, sure, but it's just like. It's a lot more dangerous because I'm doing this solo. If I could multi-box, then yeah, sure. But I can't multi-box because I don't have an account with Omega. Well, technically, what I would do is actually have use my second monitor because I have two. I have one for the game and one for stream. So that's how I'm able to respond to them most quickly because I actually have a dedicated monitor for that. What I might do is actually get enough money to get a Gila, and start running like ones and twos with that. Because I would have a much better tank, and I would have drones. Yeah, I don't know. We'll check. I'll check after I how much I earned with these. Oh, jeez. Yeah. I can't. Well, I can use the worm, but I don't have Tech 2 guns on it. I prefer missiles. Multiple targets. Okay, so I'm in an area that actually slowly kills them. Thank God. I need to start locking. I need, start locking and killing. Yeah, if I can get a Gila doing ones, maybe even twos, would be very beneficial. But the profit of it is like 400 million. Yeah, I know. So whenever I use a new ship, what I like to do is actually do T0s like maybe like do like 20 or so tier zeros, then I would do some tier ones, right? This way I can actually slowly work my way up, get comfortable with the ship, because I've never flown a Gila before. I've never flown a Hawk. Um, Before, so that's why I like work my way up to that level. It's a smart way of doing things, in my opinion. You know, because if you buy a ship and it doesn't really work for you, um, but it gets and you know, and it gets destroyed, you know, you're out of that, you know, all that money. That's the target. And I know that the Gila is actually drone heavy. I actually have somewhat decent drone skills. Can you actually lock them, please and thank you? Thank you. Um, I have Tech 2. I can use Tech 2 drones of small and medium. Of, Scout and medium. I like to call the the small ones, the light drones, as Scout, because that's technically what they are. Um, yeah, if I need a Gila, and I'm comfortable enough to do like level threes and fours, then man oh man, the money will rake in. And I can easily uh, you know, fit up the golem. The problem is getting the money for the Gila. Yes, I know you need power. I have the power. Yes, I like to watch the old cartoons. I'm a classic kind of guy. It took me about 8.5 minutes. That's not too bad. Um, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here because I gotta get ready for dinner. I will be doing streaming at um 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 4 p.m. Eastern. Thank you all for joining me on my first ever affiliated stream. And I hope to actually have many more like that in the coming year and years to come. Let's actually. Well, no, I don't know actually the command for it. Um, um, but yeah, this is Kavfire signing off. Uh, Oh, okay. No, there's actually before I go, I'm gonna link a website real quick. Give me 1 second. There's a website that I've used that has been recommended to me so much, and it's actually been so helpful. There's the Abyss site, and that is the Abyss tracker. Also there is. And I type it out so you guys can actually, so it's actually there, not hearing my words. The links are helpful with this. The first one is actually like new prevalent, explains a bunch of stuff. The Abyss Tracker is a very helpful guide. It actually has fits from other people who actually have run them in Abyss and they actually work. And if you actually add yeah. I can use the Abyss Lurker. Um I don't think I can use the sacrilege. Yeah. I think that's a Mar. Yeah. I can't use a Mar Tech 2 Cruises. I can use an Iskar if that helps you. Contact plus um yeah, yeah. I can't do the TFO1. Um because I can't use heavy assault cruisers for. I can use the Galente heavy assault cruiser if you get a I believe it's the Iskar. Let me actually say uh Ishtar, yeah. I can use the Ishtar. And I do have pretty good drone skills. Um, I can't really use heavy drones because I've never really found a use for them. I prefer mediums because they're the balance of speed and damage and takeability. It's better in some cases. It's actually better to be balanced than it is to be uh, than it is to be you know, heavy on one side. But yeah, that's going to be it for the stream. I'm going to get off and enjoy my dinner. I hope you all have a lovely day. As I said, thank you for joining me on this. Yeah, no, the best lurker, best tracker has a prop to fit that is actually highly recommend that I'm going to go for. I just don't have the money to buy one. That's the thing. I don't have the money. It is. Let me actually show you. Let's go to cruiser. Yeah. Um. This is cap stable. It's a lot more tankier. I don't have to worry about the cap booster. So it has three rapid light missile twos, one medium ghoul compact energy Nefero, two Type C medium shield boosters, a Motor Spectrum shield hardener, a 10 MN YS8 compact, and this one I believe is fitted out for um, I'll do that later. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. I hope you have a good day. Peace.